Oh, he did good.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I saw the questions last night, so yeah, go ahead.
All right. Could you please say your name and where you are from, both city and country?
Like where I reside now or the original?
Originally.
Original? Okay. My name is Edwin Marinas. Originally from Valenzuela City, Philippines.
What is your current occupation?
I'm a physician. I'm a staff pathologist in the hospital.
How long have you had this position?
17 years.
That's a very long time.
Yeah, I've been here a long time.
So why did you come to the United States?
I migrated here because my family, we all migrated, so I didn't want to be left behind there in the Philippines. So first it was my eldest brother who migrated here like in the early 1970s, and then followed by my parents. And then my parents, when my mom became U.S. citizen, she petitioned for all the children, so including me. So everyone else was, migrating here, and I didn't want to be left alone there, so left behind. So we all migrated here. So because of family.
It was it was a family thing.
Yeah.
Why did you come to the Lansing area?
I landed here because of job. Farah offered me a job position.
So when you arrived, you already had family members that were already in the country, right?
Correct, yeah. I was still single then. I was not married.
What initially shocked you about American culture?
Having come from a tropical country, I mean, first of all, the climate is very different because I come from a tropical country, so there is always warm and hot and humid, and then first migrated in California, so it's the weather is very different. The environment is different because where I grew up is like crowded, like high density population. You see people all the time. You just go out of the house and you see people. You can talk to people. Then when I came to the U.S., it's like you hardly see people on the street. You don't see your neighbors. All the time maybe you see them is like when you sometimes get out of your car garage and you just say hi. It's not. If you want to talk to somebody, you have to find someone to talk to. It's like in the Philippines, it's so easy. Just go out, walk in the corner of the street, and there will be like small, like mini stores there, people there, hanging out all the time, and you can talk to people. And when I came here, so it's like it's very depressing because it's hard to find people to talk to. Plus, I still didn't have, although I have my family, I didn't have many friends, and I hardly had any friends. So it's always kind of like depressing. Plus, you have to leave behind all my friends, and then everybody was like busy. Everybody's like working, and of course when you first come to migrate here, you're like waiting to do something. So it's and then the food. Food. There's so much food here in America. It's surplus food. Food are it's difficult for me to see food being thrown out in the trash because there's so much excess food in the Philippines because it's so precious. Like hardly any food is
thrown away.
Left, thrown away. It's pretty much everything is consumed because relatively the cost of living there is high compared to what people make. So if people buy food, they pretty much consume. And here, looks like there's so much waste in terms of like food being thrown out. And then culture I mean, like, not so much of a.
A difference, or
Well, there is, but I already kind of know, have a lot of ideas of American way of culture because we studied in the Philippines.
Yeah.
We we have televisions and we watch American TV shows and movies all the time. So it's not all that shocking, but still it's quite different. How
yeah, in real life it's different.
yeah, like how kids children like talk to their parents is very different in the Philippines. Like the kids, they're taught to be very respectful and as much as possible. Like you don't answer back to them. And here, the kids kind of like are very vocal. They express their opinion. If they disagree with their parents, they kind of
They'll
like
yeah.
that is something that I'm not used to in our culture. So that's probably because I have when I came here, I have my nieces and nephews, and I sometimes I took care of them when they were younger, and they're different the way they're being raised because that's how culture is.
Yeah. Did you have any problems fitting in or feeling accepted when you first came to the U.S.?
First, I didn't really feel that difficult because I was left with, surrounded by family
Yeah.
members. So it wasn't like a totally strange place with strange people. So the transition wasn't luckily that difficult for me. But once, I started like going out and doing my first few jobs, it was quite an adjustment. I mean, there's though it's different because when I came here I was already like professional. I already finished my medical school. It's not like you're a teenager trying to fit into a group kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're kind of like professional. Like the first few jobs, you try to fit into the job, as to what is expected of you, and but the interaction wasn't all that bad. I mean, the people there in California were because California is a state where there's it's so multiculturally oriented and rich that it's just normal for them to interact with people from different races. So it wasn't. You don't really feel
very like
like you're unwelcome or there's you have to really prove yourself very hard just to fit in, kind of thing. And plus because California has a lot of Filipinos also in the community, so the first friends I made there are also within the Filipino American communities. So we kind of all were raised pretty much the same way. We were all originated in the Philippines, so it was easier for me. I mean, I hardly had any American friends, maybe just work related relationship, friends, but like socializing friends would be more still within the Filipino American community. So it wasn't that difficult to fit in.
Were you ever discriminated against in both the traditional way, person to person, or in the professional world?
I would say yes. In my experience, because I finished my medical studies for my medical school in the Philippines, and then when I came here, we have to go through, like a series of exams, qualifying exams, for me to be able to apply for residency training here. And from what I understood at that time, at least at that time, the standard for foreign medical graduates is different from the local graduates here. I was under the impression that at one point we were taking the same exam, but their kind of like the passing grade, if you will,
is
has a
different.
different standard. It's like it's supposed to be higher for foreign graduates. And then once you pass your qualifying test, then you apply for residency position. And that one is also where you feel the discrimination because, of course, they give the residency programs give priority to local medical graduates, and then they only fill in positions for international graduates for those specialties or those residency positions where not too many local grads want to take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
you sort of fill in.
A lot of like international graduates who end up going to like some not so desirable place like Bronx, New York, and all those places where the local grads wouldn't want to go to. So
yeah,
so the international grads kind of like what you said, they get to fill in those positions. So that's for me that is like the biggest discrimination of experience here.
So what do you miss most about the Philippines?
My friends and just seeing people. I mean, like just going out and you can talk to people easily because they're available. It's like you see them on the streets, you see them in the convenience stores and pretty much it's really the friends that I miss there because I was born and raised there, so my roots are there. So I miss the holidays, the like traditions, especially when it's Christmas season. It's a very what is the term? It's a very joyful season there. Like everybody's so excited. Everybody's like preparing. Every house, whether from rich to poor, they're all so elaborately decorated in preparation for usually the biggest holiday there is like Christmas. It's like it's huge there, and I miss those kind of things. And then like in town fiestas. Celebrations. There's so much, activities that goes there, and people, in the communities. There are a lot of activities like sports leagues and all that. Kind of like a little less organized, but than here because everything here is like so organized. There is kind of like people randomly just get together and do stuff.
Do you plan on staying in the United States?
Yeah, I already have my family here, but eventually, when we retire, my wife and I are planning to be part time, but part time, maybe go back and forth to Philippines and here. So yeah. I mean, I'm ready stayed here. Like I've been here. Technically, when I first migrated, it's 1987, so I've been here more than half of my life now.
Do you have any final thoughts about any other sorts of experiences you've had? Any, final just suggestions or anything?
Well, I think wherever you go, I mean, wherever your future, brings you. I don't know if it is destiny, if you want to call it like that. Wherever you go, you still need to strive hard if you want to attain your goal. Whether I stayed there or whether I migrated here. Although it was just more challenging here because you kind of have to prove yourself and because I was in the area of profession where there's the competition is high, so you really have to stand out and excel, for you to be able to make it here.
Well, thank you for this interview.
Yeah, if there's anything else, you want to elaborate something else, or from other, questions, just feel free to call me.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
Yep. Have a good day.
Okay, you too, John. Bye.